You can always just head back and end up getting onto the track that you need to be on, if you know the area, which I happen to do because I've been here that many times. Yeah, you can see this is all deliberate. They've been piling up bits of trees up there to stop people climbing over or getting underneath. Bloody nuisance. And that's that track that I just pointed at up there. It brings you down to here. Oh, bloody hell, man. They've got it just totally blocked off. Right, can I get down there? I'll try and get down here by this fallen tree by the roots. As I start going down the bank, I'll just look over to the right and see if I can see where the path is that I'm supposed to be on. It goes that way, just down there. So if I drop down here and go to that first big tree, I think that's me back on the path. So I'll try it. Get up. Whoop! That's gonna just snap up. It's a good job I didn't go to rely on that. I would have been flat on my ass. I can hear cars. So obviously the road is just over there where you cross over. I can see the bridge now. Right, so I can get back to the bridge now. So like I say, I've got good general direction, and as long as you know the area you're in, no matter if you've got to do a slight detour, you get there in the end. So I've managed to get past all these trees that they've deliberately bundled up to stop people going up the top end. I think it's obviously people that at the mansion, they don't want people going up around the top like I've just done, because they don't want to be associated with us serfs. They're the rich elites. They don't want nothing to do with us. Right, so now you can see the bridge clearly. But that's the way I normally come through there, with these trees have been deliberately set over to block all this path off. That's ridiculous, that. It's petty. But you see the path going down there straight ahead now, and then round to the left to go on the bridge. And that's the river down there, look. You can hear it trickling. But this is where all these unusual trees are, where they've got the stems coming up from the bottom and going straight up. Weird looking trees. There's quite a few of them here, all the same, just in this quadrant here. This is where they've cut a few of them down around this area here, look. You see the stems of where they've cut the trees down. So that's it. That's me tour of STICHILL waterfall. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk, even though I've had to take a different detour. Right, so what I did was I came down, got onto the bridge, crossed over, and I turned right and I went along the bottom track right away along to the waterfall. And then coming back, instead of coming back the same way, I've gone up the hill away from it, across around past the top of the waterfall, and then along past the grounds of the mansion at the top. Then I've just come back down. But they've tried to make it difficult for it to get through here. But these trees where they've got the stems grown off from 8 to 10 feet up. and then just growing straight up. It's weird how they do that. It's beautiful with the sun being out as well, so I'm getting vitamin D, which everybody needs. We need magnesium in our bodies to stop any cramps and muscle cramps and things like that, and we need vitamin D from the sun. Help fight off everything that comes your way. You're healthier when you're out in the sun all the time, as long as you don't do too much and burn. You couldn't get along here before because all these trees that have been chopped down, they were just crisscross all over the shop until they clear them away. So I totally know all the paths around here. Still found my way back. Right. So when I look up there now and I see that one across the way on the right hand side, when I start walking up there, if I went that way, I would think, oh God, it's all blocked off. I mean, look at that tree there, how big it is, and look at all the stems coming off it, millions of them at the top end. Very unusual looking tree. Right, so you hear the cars at the top of the road there. They're going up towards the village of STICHILL. So they pass where I've parked on the crossroads junction, and they're going up the hill to STICHILL. And when you get to the top, the road bends round right past the church on the left, then it starts dropping down again on the other way. But if you go at the top crossroads and you turn left, that's where you go down to get to the farmer's field to bring you along to where you can get to the top of the waterfall on the opposite side. Hear that pheasant again. So these two ramparts where the bridge is built across it, the ones higher up, it must have been another bridge at one time, but maybe it was an access bridge for farm vehicles to get across. I think they put this bit of rope across from the handrail to that tree to help you get up there, because when it's wet and slippy, you slip back down and you've got nothing to hold on to, so they put this bit of rope here to help you get up, at least to that tree. Then you can go up to that next little tree and grab a hold of the branches to help pull you up onto the top path. Or you stick to the left and go past these trees here and get a hold of it and use that as stepping stones to get up, like footholds. I mean, so it's dry at the minute, so you can easily just make your way up there and just squeeze between these two skinny branches of the trees and get a hold of them, help pull you up to get on the track going up the hill. That's it, back up onto the track and up the hill back towards the car. So as you can imagine, I was really happy when I found out where this track took you to, instead of coming down the bank there through and snapping all the tree branches off on the way down. It was a nightmare through the metal gate there. But that's looking back down to the bridge that you cross over. So that's how you get to the waterfall. That's how you get to the top of the waterfall. And I showed you how to get to the top of the waterfall on the other side as well. after going around that metal gate on the far side, after coming across the farmers' fields. I know all those routes as well. So I've been along there with Con, and I think Jimmy was with us, and he was he was trying to come across the field because it was farmers' fields. So he says, "Oh, I'm just staying in the car." So he just sat in the car waiting for us. So I went along to the waterfall, took a few photographs and videoed it, pointed my camera down over the fall, and then went back, jumped in the car, and we started driving back home. Right, so up a bit of a hill here. Now, like I said, I had said to my friend that I'll get to his house between, say, 10:30 and 12:30. I says, not too early if it would have been a Sunday morning, in case you're trying to have a lie in. But his wife and the grandbairn, they're out shopping, so Jeff's in by himself waiting for us to go on. So have a good couple hours catch up, then I'll drive back home to South Shields and then start rendering all these videos and put them up on my YouTube channel for people to enjoy and share. Another TV show that I'm trying to download using Streamio is an old one. The series, like, it was only one series and it was 1 to 13 episodes, and it was called 0 Hour 2013. And can I get them down in English? No. I've managed to get them where they've got a foreign language, so I've downloaded the subtracks for them, subtitles, so you can watch them all with subtitles. So it's not as good because you're constantly trying to read the words and trying to keep an eye on what's going on in the video at the same time. Right, so there's another way you can cut through there, look, because there's no wire fence along here or privet. It ends just there, so you just get down at the road just there, cutting through. So where that stick is with a green moss on the end, you can just cut through there, look, and just step on all that dead bracken and get onto the road. If you wanted to take a shortcut to get back on the road, that is. But if you've got your dog, you'll be staying on the tracks away from the road. So I hope you enjoyed the trip out to STICHILL waterfall as well as the Roughton Lynn one. So I hope my footage has turned out for both waterfalls, so I can put them both up on my YouTube channel when I get home. Here the cars behind us. So it's quite a busy road, you can hear all the traffic. That's another reason why I don't want to be on the road with a dog. So if you went through that metal gate there and just followed the tree line round, it would take you to the river over there at that corner where I pointed down, showed you at the bottom corner, where all those trees have been put across deliberately to stop you getting through. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's Ednam Waters or Eccles Water or something. It's something water, it's not stream or river, it's just something water. But I can't think of the name, what it's called. Right, back stepping over this tree. Cut my leg. That's it. I love watching the series though at the moment where I'm watching now, The Curse of Oak Island, Nova Scotia in Canada, with the Lagina brothers, Rick and Morty, and their team digging for the supposed lost treasure, the hidden treasure of Oak Island, from the Templars and from the British and the pirates, and supposed to have gone on the island and dug deep tunnels, hid the treasure, and booby trapped them so that if anyone tried to go in to get the treasure, the flood, they had built flood tunnels so that seawater would race in and flood wherever they dug and just wash away any tunnels that the shafts that they built to get down there to try and get to the supposed hidden treasure. It's very good. I'm enjoying it. I'm up to series 8. And once again, using Streamio, I've started to download the different episodes from series 1, and I'm on 2 now, episode 8, 7 or something daft like that. But you've got to wait for more people to have that's got it on the hard drives to share it, so that when you click on it to download, you've got to have a few sharing to get it downloaded in a hurry, otherwise it takes hours. So I'll just click on download and just leave it running while I'm watching something else, or continue messing around on my computer while it's downloading. And then I put them in separate folders called Oak or Curse or something like that. Part 1, Part 2, such and such, blah blah blah. And then I'm going to put them all on DVDs to save them. Right, so there's the bottom field. So if you went right at the far side, through that gate at the far side, and just follow the river round, it would take you back where I've just come from. So it's the Newton Don Estate. That's what it's called. Newton Don Estate. I'm just wondering what that was designed for. With it being tall like that, long. Is it for bats or birds? Not sure. Something on the back. That will give us an indication. No, don't leave dog do. That's probably why they've snapped it off, because they're pissed off the same as me and seeing all this crap again as usual. All I tell people is, if the dog has a poo on the pathway, all you do is get a stick and flick it to the side, and the sun dries it all up and it disintegrates back into the land. But if you put it in plastic bags, tighten in a knot and throw the bag down, that shit stays in that bag for the next 2,000 years, because the plastic doesn't break down. So the shit bag's there for years to come. So which is the best option? Leave it to dry naturally after flicking it off the path with a stick. Because I mean, you've got no excuse. There's thousands of sticks everywhere you look. You don't have to touch it or kick it with your foot. Get a stick and flick. That's what they call it, stick and flick. And there's that notice board again with the name of the estate on. Newton Don Estate. We ask that you please respect this area of great natural beauty and wildlife. Dogs must be kept on leads. Please stick to the path. Please take your rubbish home. The usual. But the rich elites just look down at us peasants surfs. But that bridge ahead, that if you go around the corner, you see the big archway of like a concrete gateway. That's the private road that comes along past the mansion, and it brings you back onto this road. So if you go on that track past the top of the waterfall that I showed you and continue along it, it takes you to the road that goes along to the right and past the mansion to the other side where the main road is, like this one, but it's on the other side. So like I say, I know because I've done all the pathways possible along there, so I know my way around like the back of my hand. Now normally I'm walking down here very, very gingerly, because with it being steep and if it's wet, I'm frightened in case I slip down on my ass. So I'm walking down really, really slow, but it's all dry now and not slippy, so I haven't got any fear of falling over. Not as bad as normal. But there's my car parked there. That's just another way of getting into the grounds for the groundsmen with their vehicles. So as you can see, you just follow that bit of a brick wall, and just around the left hand bend there you'll come across some gateway into the mansion that drives along past those houses on the right, where that car's going there now. So just past where he is now, there's gates going to the right to take along the road into the mansion estate grounds, and these cars are coming down from STICHILL village itself. So a mile up there you come into the crossroads, the main area of STICHILL village. So that's the way I used to come down, and that's how when I first walked down, I tried to get down to the bridge, and like I say, there's a metal gate up there in the privet, so it opens up, but it's rusted, it's old, and you've got to go down that steep bank and squeeze your way past all the dead trees and snap the branches off so they don't claw your face. So rather than do that, that's the easiest way to go. Straight cross over and go up the path there. Right, so back to the car. So hopefully I've gotten a good time lapse where it's been sitting there, not pointing back in the direction I'm going. So I'm now going to head back towards the village of Birkham, where Jeff lives nearby. I won't obviously give us the address online, but that's the main area I'm going to, towards the village of Birkham. And the local pub is called the Fisherman's Arms. Right, so I'll turn off my GoPro 8 doing a time lapse now, and start charging up the battery again. And when I start leaving his house, I might start recording the journey back out of here, going back towards Wooler and home. Unlock. Yeah. Right, stop recording.